With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
Put 2 networking events on your calendar next week. It's time to get caught up after the July 4th holiday and build some new business and professional contacts. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And business, we talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. You can also email them simplify@tandemhr.com. Once again, that's 630-928-0510. This week, we will be joined by guests Bruce Leon of Tandem HR, Congressman Robert Dold, Steve Bernass of the Better Business Bureau, and Elliot Richardson of the Small Business Advocacy Council. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is, making it easy for businesses to get into business. And I frankly don't believe people need to reinvent the wheel when you decide to start a small business. A lot of the resources that are available, they can be utilized for your small business. So one of the most valuable resources for small business is the services of Tandem HR and our good friends of Get Down to Business, Bruce Leon. Bruce, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Thank you, Shalom, and thank you for the great job you've been doing on this radio show.
It's a lot of fun talking with great people like yourself. So, Bruce, Tandem HR serves a lot of companies, but actually the number is really impressive when you talk about the number of people that are on sort of your payroll through the services of Tandem HR. Bruce, can you share that number with us?
Well, we have almost 10,000 employees, most of them in the Chicago area, or at least with companies that are based in the Chicago area, made up of about 220 entrepreneurial small, mid-sized companies.
That's a powerful, powerful number. And Bruce, you're not just a new startup. You've got a lot of protections for the businesses that are out there. Can you tell us about some of the credentials that you've managed to provide while being in business for the past bunch of years, the bonding process that you have as a protection for the businesses?
Well, one thing I can tell you, Shalom, that I take very seriously is, when you're managing other people's money, whether it's the employee's payroll money or it's the 401k money, this is something that I take very seriously. This year we're going to do over $600 million in terms of processing employee benefits and health insurance and 401k, and we take it very seriously at Tandem. We have segregated accounts. We have audits. We actually are part of a group called ESAC. There's a very nice website called ESACORP.org. And this is a bonding company for those that are in the outsourcing business. There's about 25 of us. We are the only privately held Midwest-based company that's part of ESAC. And to be part of this organization, you really have to go through incredible scrutiny. And it then gives all of our clients and their employees a bond, letting them know that to make sure that all the taxes have been paid and all the employee monies have been taken care of correctly, the 401k money is secure. And this is something that is, I think, very critical in anybody that you do business with, in any vendor relationship that you have, any outsource relationship you have, is that you make sure that you have people who are taking very seriously the trust factor of the business they're doing with you.
Absolutely. And other than payroll, which obviously is an important function that you have, as you said, for literally thousands and thousands of employees in the Chicagoland area, is healthcare. And healthcare is a complicated subject. Last time we had you on, I know we talked about healthcare reform, or Obamacare, as a lot of us like to refer to it as. Bruce, what's going on in the world of healthcare? There's changes in the industry, both because of the regulatory changes, but also there's a lot for people to digest. Bruce, you understand it better than most people that I know. What advice do you have, and what updates can you share with our listeners?
Well, so I don't know if it's going to make your listeners feel any more comfortable, or even yourself, but as somebody who's been in the business for 25 years and has been involved in the healthcare and the actual side of the business, I can tell you that we all have questions every day when we get up. We speak with congressmen, and you're going to be speaking to a number of the Congress people, and even them, a lot of questions are still existing out there. We do know that they've extended the employer mandate for the small companies. They're not going to force them into the exchange plans or the pool plans this year, which will give another year of breather. There still are a lot of open-ended questions about what the effect this is going to have on premiums. We are starting to see some of this coming down, and it unfortunately is a lot worse than people had even imagined. We're still seeing people getting fairly high increases, certainly double digits. We've seen increases as high as 50% in the private market. And so I still think we have a lot of things to get ironed out and a lot of things to figure out in order to stabilize healthcare, because as you know, we live in a very prosperous country. We want to provide people with good, high-quality healthcare. Employers, for the most part, want to do the right thing and provide employees with this good care. But we also have to, be concerned about costs that are so exorbitant that it's really driving many small and mid-sized businesses out of business. So, this is something that's still open-ended. We at Tandem take very seriously about coming up with a solution for our clients. We formed a private exchange with a number of the big companies like Humana and Blue Cross, and therefore we are trying to manage that with the power of 10,000 employees versus just the power of 20. But even then, we still have a lot of issues that we're still trying to figure out. You probably heard there was a court case this week with called one of the hobby businesses that talked about certain mandates from Obamacare that they fought, and a lot of this stuff is still being figured out. So we're in a lot of uncertainty. I just advise people to keep listening to your show. They will definitely get educated about what's going on, and they'll be up to date. But things are progressing, but there's still a lot of questions out there.
And that's why we call Tandem HR on the show the Solution Center, because you don't have all the answers, but you sure have a lot of them. So, of course, before we finish the segment, we'll make sure to direct people back to your website. But I'll say it now, and I'll say it again then. Get on the website, tandemhr.com. Lots of education, lots of information for small business people that are out there. So, Bruce, thanks to your team. We've spoken with a lot of small business people with fascinating stories that I'm sure you've helped in so many ways. Folks like Kathy Carpenter of HR Pilots, Pete Sikorsky of Get Fresh Produce, Belgravia, Alan Lev. So many interesting people. Tell us about some of the other businesses that you've worked with, some of the really fun experiences that you've had in helping small businesses.
Well, I think I've got one of the best jobs in the world because, people once said to me, "You must be great working for yourself." And I said, "Are you kidding me? I have 220 bosses. Every one of my owners I feel is my boss. They all have fascinating stories. I'm so interested in each of their businesses. We have a company that's for 100 years been making the jellies that go inside donuts, okay? And they make the good things taste even better. And you've mentioned some of the people like Pete Sikorsky, and I know Karis that does a lot of great work in the nonprofit world. Well, our clients range from everything from personal service businesses to nonprofits to construction, home building. We really try to find businesses that are really good, solid, growing businesses that really want have the back office efficiency so they can focus on their business and continue to grow. I will tell you that one of the things that we're hearing from our customers, and I know you're doing such a great job on your show to promote this and with all the networking events that you've been doing, is that we thought Obamacare actually was going to be the number one concern of small and mid-sized businesses, and it actually wasn't. 93% of our owners told us in a survey recently that their number one thing is to find good quality employees and hire them and retain them. And that really is the struggle today. I was with a business owner this morning already who is a service business, 70 years. It's a family-owned business. And, they're looking to transition out some of their workers that have been with the business for 30, 40 years, and they're looking to find high-quality, technology-savvy workers to come in and fill those voids. And that is a challenge today. How do you find those people? How do you get well-trained people? How do the well-trained people that are in your listening audience find the right, jobs and to connect them? And so that is a challenge. I think what you're doing is a great thing to try to increase those connections. But really, as I tell people that are out in the job market, if you're passionate about what you do, if you really take seriously, if you're constantly growing in your skill set, then you will find an employer that will value that, and you can grow with them. But it is a competitive world out there, and people have to be looking to improve themselves. This is no longer a place, Shalom, where you can get a job and just coast for 30 or 40 years and get a gold watch when you retire. This is not the job market we're in. Things are too competitive, they're too fluid, and people are just looking for high-quality employees that really set the standard for them.
That's for sure, and that's what this show is all about. It's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship here on Get Down to Business. So, Bruce, thanks for all that you're doing for the business community. And, of course, you can continue listening to Get Down to Business this week to hear from folks like Congressman Bob Dole, Steve Bernass of the Better Business Bureau, and Elliot Richardson of the Small Business Advocacy Council. But every week on Sundays at 6 p.m. to hear the information that's really powering the small business community. And it's all thanks to our friends at Tandem HR for doing such a great job for the business community. So, Bruce, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, you can always look on our website, which is tandemhr.com. You can call us at our number, which is going to be spelled out a number of times during the show. And also, you can always get a hold of me as well. My direct line is 630-371-6201. I'm always looking to talk to help new businesses and to put them together, help increase their business, and see what we can do to help improve their efficiency so they can continue to grow and that Chicago can continue to be a great city to do business in, and we can all prosper here.
Thanks for joining us, Bruce.